What's up, guys? Welcome to the very first episode of Spoiled by Salad Brain. My name is John Boy.
I am Party Bear.
And we got Dak.
And I'm Earthworm.
And we are here to discuss one of the most famous of sequels, Shanghai Knights.
Shanghai Nights.
The sequel to the famous Shanghai
Noon.
Yes, and this movie came out in 2003. Okay?
Oh.
So remember that. I remember when I saw this movie in theaters, and that shit... actually rewatching this, it brought me back. Because I kind of remembered what was going to happen.
2003, you were 10.
I was 10 years old. But I saw it in theaters.
You saw this in theaters
Oh,
when you
yeah.
were 10?
I believe
yeah.
I did as well.
Yeah,
But
and I remember, after rewatching it, however many years later, 16 years later, I remembered all of the funny scenes, which we'll go into later.
Yeah.
But this movie also, like I said, released in 2003 with a $50 million budget, and it only made $83 million. So that could be called a failure.
Oh, wow. Yikes.
You got to make at least double that, and at least over that, at least 50 million more.
I'm looking forward to the next sequel for sure.
I was going to say,
yeah.
you haven't seen another, you haven't seen the third one.
Yep.
So,
I can't wait.
So I think we're just going to go through the film and just see what we think about it. We all rewatched it within the last 2 days. I just finished it a couple hours ago. But I think we're just going to go through it. I want to start with the director, world famous David Dobkin.
Who the hell is David Dobkin?
Exactly. We do.
Who the hell is that?
We have no idea.
I
who
did
this
check
guy
him
is.
out. He did direct Wedding Crashers.
Okay.
And then
I can
after
kinda see
that,
that.
and then after that,
All
so
right.
that was, he knew Owen Wilson. And then after that, he knew Vince Vaughn, and so he did Fred Claus.
Oh, classic
Oh, God.
Fred.
Yeah, I remember
Claus.
that.
Wow, I actually did not watch
should we-
Fred Claus.
should we-
Maybe I did.
Is
I
that
watched
like
a lot of Wedding
something that
Crashers
we
growing
should
up.
maybe
That
watch
was bad.
I
That's-
remember
maybe
hearing
use for
of
next
Fred
time.
Claus, but
That maybe it's something we should watch.
Paul
and use for
Giamatti
next-
was the Santa Claus. That's not a sequel.
It's not?
No, let's stick to
No,
the
you're
rule.
thinking of the Santa
It's
Claus.
not a deal with the Santa Claus. That's
No.
dumb.
You're thinking
Whatever.
of...
Whatever, like Vacation. Am I
Fred
cousin
Claus,
Eddie?
no.
Like, you never know.
That's about Santa Claus's brother. Am I?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Oh
remember.
my
I do
God.
remember now. I remember now.
Okay.
And
I don't
think,
remember any of that.
Okay, another movie for another time.
But I just want to say, so David Dobkin, classic director of Wedding Crashers and now Shanghai Nights. Did he do the first one?
He did not. No.
Oh, wow.
Pass the reins on to a new guy, I guess.
Let's check out who did the first.
The first guy done with it, or did they just like not like the first guy?
Well, that's not.
should
This
ask.
isn't the
Yeah.
show. The show's about the sequel.
All right, well, it's all a point.
We don't pay attention to the first.
That's a great point.
first
That's a great
episode.
point. Back to spoiled.
So, the
Sorry.
movie starts out with some classic Chinese graphics, right? So it shows up.
It was a beautiful opening sequence.
was.
I will say it was pretty
was.
cool.
And this was a movie. I wanted to wait till later, but I'm going to say it now. This was before CG was big
Yeah.
in comedies or whatever.
What Star Wars movie had been out by this? What prequel movie? Because that's a great way to look at when CGI came. I think that was when Attack of the Clones
2002.
Oh, okay. So
Was 2002.
Attack of the Clones
So-
had come out.
so we're pre-Revenge of
CGI
the Sith.
was CGI was in an
Wow.
interesting place at this point.
Okay.
So and this movie, it like the movies now that the comedies now that we see are very improv-y, like very cut back and forth. Say something funny, maybe it'll work.
very Will Ferrell.
This one is very script-based. Like there's a script
Right.
and you follow it.
Right.
And there's no CG of anything. Like the physical comedy in this movie is actually physical comedy. They actually do
Yeah.
it.
Right. Well, that's
Jackie
because of
Chan.
the star who we have
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
mentioned
Yeah.
yet.
The world famous
yes,
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan, obviously.
Yeah.
I
But
love
of course, it's a
Jackie
sequel,
Chan.
so everyone knew that.
Yeah. Of course.
And he plays
But
Chong Wang.
Chong Wang,
Chong Wang?
is
his
Chong
name?
Wang
Dude.
is actually what.
yeah,
John Wayne?
what was his? Okay, yeah, not the first. Not going into the first one, but John Wayne is his name. In the
It's.
film.
I mean, obviously.
Was it original John Wayne?
No, that's what
I
it
think it's
says
Chong
on
Wang.
like in if
And he
you like.
mishears
the
it, I
subtitles?
think. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It
That's
says-
hilarious.
John Wayne. And then, of course, Roy O'Bannon. But we'll get to that later. I just want to say, so when it starts out, there's a horrible CGI shot of the actual Asian temple that it
of
zooms
the
in on. I just
forbidden-
immediately saw it. I'm like, all right, this is totally fake. It's funny how I said there's no CGI, and when it is in it, it's bad. It's bad.
Oh, there is
Just
a
like
part
that-
near
that
the
flying
end
scene
where
and
it's very bad.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to that for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And so, what I liked is, what is his name? Bone Wrath?
Yeah,
I wrote his name down here.
he's not prime minister. He's 10th in line to the throne.
10th, not
Yeah.
20th, 10th.
10th, not 20th.
Yeah.
Bone Wrath, that's his name. Lord Bone Wrath.
Yeah,
Which is,
he,
first of all,
he is so typical
crazy.
villain. He even has like
The
the
curl.
little bit
Right.
of curl
Yeah,
coming
the
out
curl.
I know.
of his hair.
Jesse mentioned to me last night that it was in Game of Thrones, that actor.
Yes, he was Littlefinger
So-
in Game of Thrones.
Never watched it, but that's also what I knew him from. But
Yeah.
as a kid, I'm like, that's Bone Wrath.
Yeah. I've
Bone Wrath.
completely forgotten about him.
Yeah.
I think
And
he is
he looks
in
like
Dark
such a
Knight
bad guy.
Rises for a second there. He's the guy, because I don't think it's Ben Mendelsohn.
It's
He's
another
the guy
guy.
in the plane, Dark Knight Rises, when Bane is coming on the
shit,
plane.
you're
It is him.
right. He's like, and then Bane goes,
Yeah.
why would you shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane?
Yes,
Oh my God, you're
yeah,
right.
yes.
What a great callback. I did not even
Just
know
for
that.
listeners of the podcast, I'm very good at identifying minor
Wow,
roles.
you're so right. And he's in that movie for what? 45 seconds?
But he was in the trailer and like the
was.
original footage, so he kind of sticks out a little more than.
Wow, you're so right. And he's like, I don't even know his
I
lines.
don't even
But I
know
remember him
that he's on the
screaming. I
plane.
remember him
That's
screaming with a
hilarious.
pistol.
Yeah.
God, that movie's awesome. But that's not what we're talking about.
Not what we're talking about.
One of his first lines in this movie is when Ling comes and saves her father. He goes, "A woman, you Chinese are very progressive."
Yes, I remember
I saw it. I'm like,
yeah.
oh God,
Yeah.
Bone Wrath, what are you doing?
Yeah,
This movie is full of that.
Yes.
Full of that.
It is. It is all about the different cultures and making fun of the different cultures from an American perspective, usually.
Oh, totally, totally.
Yeah.
Especially when they make fun of England too.
Yeah.
And then I'm going through my notes.
Yeah.
What a badass knife!
Oh,
What a badass knife he had.
And that
Yeah.
isn't. And I guess we'll get to this later, but that wasn't his knife either.
It wasn't.
No, that
It
was
wasn't.
pretty important.
Right.
The
Yeah, it
knife,
wasn't a
and so he says at that moment, he's like, "This is from." I completely forgot.
You can look that up on Wikipedia
Yeah.
when the
Donnie
time
Yen.
comes.
Yeah, but before all that, we
you
can't
got it.
skip the fight scene between.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and
The
where-
sword bounce.
Yeah.
When she jumps on a
Exactly.
sword.
Oh my God.
exactly
Okay,
what I
good.
was
I was
getting
just
to.
about to say that. I saw that.
How
I-
amazing.
Yeah, I was like, good Lord, this is going to be fun. This is going to be
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous. This is going to be great.
Jing.
How
Dude,
amazing.
Ling kills it in this
Obvious.
movie. I even wrote sword bounce.
Yeah, I did
My
too.
notes.
That's important.
And then we go to good old Carson City, Nevada. And we get that
Where
nice John Wang and
John
not
Wang.
Roy O'Bannon lives. He doesn't live there at the time.
No.
And where we get that nice theme. Which
I like a
comes
lot.
back in throughout the film.
right.
It comes back in whenever they go back to that Western, like, ooh, it's us again.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember it right now, but that theme that comes back and you're
It
like,
really
oh.
calls back to Shanghai Noon, which I remember very vividly.
Oh,
Not
Lord.
really.
I just remember Jackie Chan punching some people in a river.
Yeah.
That's all I remember from the
I think
movie.
we all remember mostly is the pee scene.
The
where
pee
he
on the shirt
pees.
scene,
Right.
to bend the bars and
Bend
get out of
the
jail.
bars.
Yeah, that's with the stick. You don't remember that? That's
I
like
know. Now that you mention it, that's what this
Listen,
movie is
if that's
I
a-
don't remember. Oh my God, you're right. Like I thought Shanghai Noon had the ladder fight scene, but in this movie he goes full ladder.
oh,
Right.
full ladder,
boom,
dude.
Boom.
He goes full umbrella in this fight scene
Oh,
as well.
and we'll
And-
get there. We'll
okay,
get there. Chip.
All right,
We'll get
all
there.
right, shoot.
And then of course, Roy O'Bannon, writing books. Sage McAllister.
Is his name a play on anything, Roy O'Bannon? Because most everyone's name
is actually
feels
a
like
play.
it's a play on, like everything is
It
very
might
intentional.
be, but I'm so uncultured. I don't know.
I don't think it is. I
I'm
think
not sure.
I think the American is the one that isn't, because it kind of is from that perspective.
Right.
And Roy O'Bannon just sounds tough.
Yeah.
Roy O'Bannon.
And who is it that's writing his books?
Sage McAllister.
Sage McAllister.
Sage McAllister.
With the makeup on. So he's basically the Mark Twain.
Yes.
He has, he's
Yeah,
pulling the Mark Twain
he's
out.
even he's got
Yeah,
the
of
same
course.
facial hair and everything.
And what I noticed with this this city was it was totally fake. It was
Totally
with
fake.
Backlot,
Oh my
backlot,
God, yeah.
in Palm Desert
Yeah.
in
Oh, yeah.
California. There's like, hey, build some shit.
Yeah, exactly. The buildings didn't have anything in them.
Nothing in them, just totally flat walls. But I will say this movie had a lot of production value. Like, you look at the background of most of these scenes, there's some shit going on.
Lots of extras.
Lots of extras and costumes.
definitely.
They do.
Lots of extras.
Everything is busy, especially when we get to
Oh, yeah.
England.
Very busy.
Extremely
That's a
busy.
very it's a very busy film. And then we find out he gets something in the mail because he's waiting to hear from his woman from the first film. I have no idea who that is. But then he gets something from his sister saying his father died. And then we get this really nice mountain shot of him burning something
that was
on a
weird.
mountaintop.
Yeah.
Just a real quick 15 seconds of.
And to bring it back to Batman, that reminds me very much of when Batman goes to go
Yeah.
train.
Yeah.
Like,
Climbs.
with Liam Neeson.
Yeah. Right.
Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul. Yeah.
Well, I think that's it's a kung fu movie thing that he just incorporated into.
And
Is that like a kung fu thing kind of thing?
They also
like
just
going
had
on
to,
a day by
yeah.
yourself
yeah, they also
in
had to
the
just
giant
kill off everything from the first movie.
goes-
I think that was also what the point of that was.
Yeah.
Was
That's
like,
hilarious.
let's start completely fresh.
Right.
And
Which
so,
what most sequels do.
yeah.
So Chong goes and he ponders his quest on the, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, that is him
so-
determining, like, okay, I'm going to go
Yeah.
find.
And then immediately we're introduced to Mr. Roy O'Bannon with the early 2000s haircut.
We should say before we get to Roy O'Bannon that he does get that puzzle box.
Yes, the puzzle box.
yes.
That says
Yeah.
slowly figure it out. It
Yeah,
takes
it's
time.
like one of those classic little puzzles where you just move the little
which
blocks
really
around.
pays off in the end. I guess.
No.
No, because it looked like he had it
No.
by the end. He has it solved for some time.
he has it solved
And
at
just
least
doesn't
an hour and
open
30
it.
minutes
yeah,
in.
Yeah.
I
You
love
easily
those
could've
puzzle
solved it.
boxes.
Yeah,
I did too.
But they're not.
Ish.
I still don't understand. So the idea of the puzzle box was to teach his son patience.
Yes.
Was that? Yeah.
When he's ready to read the message,
When he takes
he
an
will
hour
be able to I guess.
open the box, he's now ready to know.
when he has the patience, when he has the time to sit down
Yeah.
to do it.
You're right.
because-
It's not a
because the-
payoff.
yeah,
You're right. I'm
well,
fucked
because
up.
the line, the line that he says is like, "My son is dead to me." Like that,
Yeah,
right before he dies. One of the last things
Oh,
he
that's
ever
right.
says
Because
is like,
because
"My
she
son is
showed him a
dead to me."
picture of him just. I think it's because he dressed him in Western clothes.
Yeah.
And was like, no, that's not my son. He's
Yeah,
dead to me."
there's a huge
That's what I was
falling out.
thinking when I saw that.
Yeah.
And now he got that, and that doofy sheriff, half sheriff dude was like, "Okay, dude,
No, yeah.
you can do it."
And what I guess it was in the first movie, the horse, the sitting horse.
Oh my
God.
God, dude! He comes
Must have
out
been
and
in the
sitting like a
first movie.
dog. I was
I
like, "Are
think
you
it
fucking
was.
kidding me?"
That seems like a Shanghai Noon joke.
Oh my God.
That's very definitely Shanghai Noon.
I died, yeah,
George
maybe.
of the Jungle has a very similar sort of humor, and I'd be very curious when George of the Jungle comes out because they have an elephant
might
in
have-
that kind of sits
Yeah.
like that and is
Let's
goofy
see.
like the horse.
Oh, of course.
With Brendan Fraser.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, absolutely. I forget who's the villain in George of the Jungle.
Oh, the guy from Sideways.
Oh yes.
I can't remember his name.
1997 was George of the Jungle.
okay.
6
So
Years Prior.
they stole it.
Yeah, they absolutely stole it.
They stole
it.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Okay, we should.
Okay.
Roy
Yep.
O'Bannon.
Roy
New York
O'Bannon.
City.
Okay, so we show up, and then
Sorry.
it zooms out of his face, and you think he's some high aristocrat. He's like, oh, I'm really
got
famous.
the- he's got-
Talking to two hot chicks right next to him. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
this is
he
me.
goes. Ever heard of a French toast?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
They even
Stupid
drop
one-liners.
their two
He's
room
all
keys
about it.
in his crotch. So they're going in, man. They're going in. We know they're gonna fuck.
And he was wearing a lot of makeup, I must add.
Oh, was he?
Did you notice how much makeup?
I noticed his hair
Yeah.
and how it doesn't work in the timeline
Right.
he's in.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
I was like,
Oh, it doesn't make any
But
sense
Owen Wilson
at all.
will not cut
He-
his hair for no
No one.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any time when I've seen him with a different hairstyle.
Why is that, by the way? It's not like his haircut is like super
Have you seen
great
that one?
and like difficult.
Bottle Rocket is the only movie
his
that
short
I
hair.
can think of. He actually has a buzz cut with just a little bit, but that's like his first movie he ever did.
that was like late '90s.
yeah.
Maybe after that he's like never cutting it again.
Yeah.
Something bad happened.
I have notes on WoW. I know when the first WoW comes out in this movie. I wrote it down.
I actually
wow.
did not even keep
I didn't
track of
hear
that.
it.
I've
There's,
never
there's
even
one
thought
WoW.
of
There's
that.
one WoW in the film.
Oh my God. That's
So
amazing.
then
There is though.
So he's talking to these two hot chicks, and then Mr. Chong Wang shows up. Chong Wang shows up, and he turns around. And he's talking high shit. He's like, oh, okay. Apparently they're talking about gold. I don't know about this. Obviously Shanghai Noon stuff.
Yeah.
I think they
yeah,
found gold,
probably. Yeah, found gold out of a
and he
thing
spent it all, perhaps.
Yeah, on Zeppelins. I think he said.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
pulled,
oh,
they pulled the
that's-
Zeppelin joke a lot. That never landed.
So there's
with
a
me.
lot of humor in it, like talking about the future, because then he also says, "Why would I invest in automobiles? That's a
Yeah.
joke. You're lucky I didn't."
Yeah.
But he invested in Zeppelins because that's like a known failed transportation, I guess.
As a
they're going
joke.
And then at that time, everyone was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Zeppelins are the thing."
Because they didn't know.
The joke really hits.
That didn't land with me. I'll be
no.
honest. Sorry, Owen. That was not a good shot with me. And then,
Failed that one.
and you know what was really clever is that they revealed that he works at the restaurant.
I thought that was very funny.
Yeah.
Like that was one of
They're like,
That
hey,
is so
get
funny.
back to work.
Yeah.
And then
he's
you
like,
see
"Oh,
him
they
walk
just
up.
must think because I'm wearing this,"
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Oh, here's some tips."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
I
great.
think this movie has a lot of that. It's very physical. It's very visual. It's not like these new comedies are very you say something, I say something. You say something, I say something until it's not funny anymore, and it just kind of grows on you. This is very
Slapstick.
Look what he's wearing.
Yeah.
Look what
So
it is.
slapstick.
And lots
Jackie-
of long shots too. Lots of very cool long shots back and forth.
Very intentional.
We'll get into that, and then we find out he is sleeping with the mayor's daughters because the mayor bursts
yeah.
in and he's like, "Where are my two daughters?
Yeah.
Where are they? Where are they at?"
Yeah.
And
that's
then-
great.
We see Roy O'Bannon open up Jackie Chan's room and sees them helping her get her back straightened out, and he's like, "Oh, you dirty, you dirty."
Oh God! Oh.
Yeah, he's like, "Why am I in here?" See, this is the shit I remember when I was a kid. I'm like, this shit is crazy, weird, and fun.
Yeah.
That's when I was
Definitely weird.
watching it. I was like, wow, man, I am fucking 10 again. I am 10 again. I love it. And
I'll tell you what, I didn't watch
do
this when I
you
was
guys
10.
remember the fake names they gave in case they got caught by the police? We've eaten at one of these names.
Benihana.
Benihana
Yep.
is Jackie Chan's fake name.
Yep.
And then Smokey Desperado. He's like, I'm Smokey Desperado. You're Benihana.
You're the yoga
my
instructor.
gosh.
Like he was saying, yeah, you're a
right.
yoga instructor.
And then he walks around with his hat all covered. I love that shit. That's funny, man.
Hilarious. That
So
is
here,
funny.
here was something that was weird, and I think this happens in all the fight scenes, and maybe this is just a kung fu thing. No one screams when they're fighting.
No.
Like, so he fights those cops in the doorway.
The turnstile.
The
I
turnstile.
have that
They
next.
don't call for help. They're all just in the middle of fighting. Like, easily, there are cops everywhere.
Yeah.
And they don't
If they were
call
just
for any
alerted.
help. They're just literally just fighting.
Right.
And it's silent, except for punches and
There are a
effects.
lot of there are some kind of like goofy effects,
People getting thrown or something.
but it is physical. There's no CG, and it is long shots.
And fight scenes all just are
Yeah.
very much in just one single scene.
yes,
They don't.
it's
they don't-
contained.
Yes,
as
it's
fuck.
extremely contained.
exactly, and that's why I love Jackie Chan films.
The fight scenes almost have a bit to them in a
It's like,
in
oop,
their own way.
how is
Like,
Jackie
each
Chan
one-
going to kill this person in a
Exactly.
turnstile?
Each one has
Yeah,
its own
exactly.
different kind
That's
of
like the
thing.
beauty of Jackie Chan, though. He always
Well,
had,
Jackie
like,
Chan
that's his-
doesn't actually like kill. Well, there are a couple people. There was a point in the movie I'm like, no one dies, and then a few people died, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I think there. I
Totally.
think though there are only 3 deaths in the movie.
I can think of
That's
2.
odd to count.
Because it was weird because it was like one of those movies, like in these fighting movies, he's just like putting them out and getting them stuck in things.
Right.
And they're all just stuck. He doesn't make them pass
He ties
out.
jackets behind their back.
Yeah,
and they're
exactly.
like, what the hell?
And they're not
Great.
even calling for help. Like that was the thing. Is like he's in the turnstile and he's not saying, and they're not saying anything. And he's just
He puts the club in between their arms,
Yes.
ties it behind the turnstile, flips it over.
the
spins
fight
it
scenes are the
around.
best part.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
for sure.
Yeah.
And then we got they exit. And they're like, we got to go to England. How do they get there? They jump inside of a box.
Yes.
They take a box all the way to England. And then you know what this
They
movie has?
do get to go out onto the deck. No one asks them
Oh.
about anything
Oh,
because
yeah,
they
totally.
He is
He
looking
does-
at the
he
box.
He does a little guy, little
and
guy.
he's like, he walks out with his hands up
in the
in the corner. He's
doghouse.
like, I'm in
Yeah,
the doghouse.
I'm in the doghouse.
And then it's like, oh, this is a stupid.
And then we go back to Lord Bone Wrath.
Yeah,
I can't
we'll just
remember.
call him.
Oh, God.
Bone Wrath.
Bone Wrath.
Boner.
I know what I wrote down is he brings in a tiger.
Yeah, as like to show that they're
They're
bad.
savages.
Yeah.
Savage.
Was it-
And I would
Right.
think, honestly, I would have thought the queen would have loved a
I'd
tiger.
like bring that in here.
Yeah,
Give me
it's
2
like,
more.
put it in the zoo. Everyone's gonna love it.
Yeah.
I was really surprised that was a bad thing.
No, yeah, and then I just wrote down classic bad guy accent because
Yeah.
this dude, what's his name?
Bone Wrath?
No, the actor's name.
Oh, I don't know the actor's
He
name.
is
We should
hamming
find
it
that
up
out.
like crazy.
He is hamming it up. I feel like this was his first big.
He's like, and this is the only role I know him from.
yeah.
Yeah.
Except,
the Game of Thrones, right?
I mean,
I've
I
never
didn't
watched
watch
that.
it. I didn't watch it.
yeah.
And that one scene from Dark Knight Rises,
Oh, jeez.
which was a great
Does that
film.
count?
It's my favorite one out of the trilogy.
That's something for another time for sure.
Do you guys before when they start talking about going, or when Jackie Chan first tells Owen Wilson that he wants to go to England, there's a line where Owen Wilson calls England ass soup. He says,
It's full of ass soup.
Yeah, he's like, England is ass soup. I thought that was just such a
Owen Wilson just
strange-
wants to fuck.
What is that?
No, he just thinks there's a whole bunch of hot ass.
Is that what he
English
meant by it?
I think so.
I think
like
so.
getting ass.
Okay.
I think it's a whole bunch of ass. Because the entire movie, even when he's hanging, we'll get to it, when he's hanging off the fucking Big Ben, he's like, oh, I kind of remember her.
Yeah, right.
He's just trying to fuck
Yeah.
the whole time. I don't blame him, man. It's ass soup over there.
Ass soup.
Ass soup.
What time was this in the? What era was this?
I want to say this is
shot in.
no. This
Oh,
was
shot?
this was 2003.
No. I'm sorry. Like what was
When
the
it was-
themed? Yeah. Like
maybe
the movie.
early 1900s.
It's supposed to be
Yeah,
late
before
1800s,
automobiles.
I think.
Yeah, before
That's what it
automobiles.
said at the beginning
Yeah,
of the
and
movie.
Queen Victoria was
Yeah.
queen, which is
Yeah, that's
which
a
is
good-
the
that's a good way
Victorian
to fact
era.
check it.
Yeah, that's
Well, that was super easy. Everyone knows that.
yeah.
And
God
so
knows
what I
history.
really liked
Dad
is
knows history.
what I really liked is when they got off the boat, they immediately, maybe I'm looking too deep into this. Whenever they walked off the boat, they just walked up a sidewalk, and they were the only ones, just them two, going up a stream of people. So I was like, okay, they're going against the grain. This is their new place. Like, I think I want to make Shanghai Knights way more important than it needs to be.
Yeah, it sounds
Because I'm like,
it.
oh, wow, they actually did that. Wow, impressive.
Right.
Very intentional.
And then we got,
It
of
was
course...
a blockbuster film comedy,
Yes.
which you don't see much.
A sequel. And then we got, of course, the most basic English kid ever.
Aaron Taylor Johnson?
No, that's not him.
It is him.
It's not him.
It's him.
Quicksilver himself.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, kick ass.
I
That's him.
saw Aaron Johnson
Yeah.
in the
No, that-
opening credits.
It's him. It's him. That's him
What
as a kid. Yeah.
the fuck?
Mind blowing.
Folks, this is important.
This is a big.
What? He actually did that. Okay. Well, he is annoying as shit, but he is the most. He's the most basic English character ever. Hello, governor. You taking my coins? I'll get you.
Right.
You know, it's like the most basic shit ever. And then there's that chase scene where they actually play. Now they're actually doing contemporary music.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's no
Which
longer
was a very 2003.
yeah, very
Very-
Shrekish.
Take
Yeah.
me out of the
Very
1900s really quick.
I think every single podcast we do is going to be tied back to Shrek in some way.
I think
As it
every
should.
you know what is it, the six degrees of
To Kevin
Separation?
Bacon.
yeah, 6
Yeah.
degrees of separation.
Yeah.
There's
It's
six
always
degrees.
going to go back to Shrek.
I believe there's probably
degrees
3 or
of
4
Yeah.
degrees
I cut that
of
in half.
separation to Shrek and anything.
because
Yeah.
they started bringing in that funky rock where they're running through, and I'm like, ah, yeah, they got it. I actually Shazammed one of their songs. We'll get to that soon. And so this English kid is running around, funky rock plays, and now the umbrella fight.
Oh yeah, dude,
Right.
that's hilarious. I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite scene,
Well, you keep talking
but
about it.
I talked about it. Yeah, no, it was great. I just think, yeah, Jackie Chan's fucking physical humor.
Oh, he's
is
perfect.
it's hilarious to use anything around him to fuck everyone up.
He's throwing shit with umbrellas,
Yeah.
hanging people up with umbrellas,
Right.
Yeah,
opening umbrellas.
He took 2 umbrellas and he took jackets off of 2 other dudes while taking his own jacket off and ended up with their jackets while holding umbrellas.
He loves jacket
How
fights.
the fuck does that work?
Jackie Chan jacket fights.
Yeah, that's
He's killing it
the
with that.
magic
He's
of Jackie
he's
Chan.
exchanging clothing with the people he's fighting, and I think
And
most
almost
of the
everything.
fights in that.
Oh,
movie.
And
Totally,
he, and,
that's
he,
the
and
thing.
he kills them. I'm
Yeah.
doing air quotes. Kills them.
Right.
Knocks them out. Whatever the hell.
There's no. They're all just getting trapped. There was a really funny part of that fight where he ends up in the coffin.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He
And then
stumbles into a coffin. He's like, "Oh God,
yeah.
oh God."
No, and,
Yeah,
he, and,
yeah.
he, and he puts his hands
Yeah,
together and
yeah,
prays to
yeah,
it. That,
yeah.
It's physical comedy that we do not see anymore. That's why when I saw that, I appreciated it. I'm like, that is good.
Right.
That is some good shit. And now, then the singing in the rain.
Yeah, I thought that
When he's
music
going,
was
when he's like on the
hilarious.
box going, ding, 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 ding,
Yeah,
ding.
it's gonna smash him.
Yes, God,
Yeah,
it's
no,
so good.
That
It's
music
so
did.
great.
That was such a great choice.
It is so great. And then there are a lot of Star Wars wipes in this movie.
Oh my God, it
Treat-
was so
treat-
good.
Yeah.
I totally.
So there was one that
Even
was
more
there
than
was
that.
the first one was really good because I think it was when they did a slash, and then the next one was like it opening sideways. I think it might have been from the fight scene in the beginning, and then after that there was no more intent anymore. It was just a wipe. Just
Oh
to
yeah,
be a
there,
wipe.
yeah. There was it was just a change.
Yes,
the time
exactly.
Of day.
Very weird. Very. So Attack of the Clones had come out.
Yeah, that's probably
Very
part of that.
inspiring.
It's very, prequel
inspiring.
heavy.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is prequel time.
Yeah.
And then so they go in. They obviously do an amazing fight scene, and then they go into the brothel.
Yeah.
And then we get. I figured out. I thought this up, and I had to pause it and look it up. When Roy O'Bannon sits, and talking to Lynn, he's like, maybe we can settle down and we have some kids, Vera, Chuck, and Dave. I'm like, that sounds familiar. I look it up. Vera, Chuck, and Dave from When I'm 64 by the Beatles. He actually said those 3 names. So that's what just a random call forward, I guess, for the future. I just was like, oh, if you ever check
Someone
them out.
probably heard it, made a note, and then
Yeah.
Paul McCartney got it later.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for Paul McCartney.
Of course.
That's how this
And
movie
so
works.
they do that bullshit, and then we find out that they have to go to was it like a ball?
Oh, so they go to that mansion. The little kid, they end up teaming up with the kid because
the
he stole
kid's
the
there.
watch.
The kid's there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Owen
pocket
Wilson
watch.
is, just, he says it later, but he's seeing himself in this kid.
Yes.
And so he gets there, and then he obviously it's very convenient, but they've broken into a nice house.
they
And
found
they
an
take the
invitation
invitation to
from the
course.
mantle.
the party
Yeah.
they have to be at.
Yeah,
And then they also
unbelievable.
somehow get costumes that
and
are very fancy clothes.
and their characters, Maharaji
Well, the
Yeah,
kid.
Maharaja of Nevada.
of Nevada.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Jackie Chan.
Oh my God.
Oh god, I love this movie so much.
because
And
they-
then Bone Wrath is like, I've never heard of Nevada.
They got the fancy clothes from the
Yeah, but-
mansion that they sneak into.
But
Yeah.
so how in the world did they have a Maharaja
Right.
clothing?
Yeah, it's-
like
I
that's
mean,
what was
Did
so
they
weird. It was
fight
very
someone
specific.
to find it? No, they didn't.
No,
They-
no, no, no.
there was no
It
scene.
is just we cut right to
We
it.
cut right to it. No wife
And I
either.
guess not. Don't waste
in a
time
Frenchman
on it.
outfit, like a Napoleon
Yeah.
outfit.
Yeah.
Which I wrote down. I wrote
Who has that?
Maharaji and Frenchman. Sherlock Holmes. That was Robert
Oh,
Bannon's
yeah,
name.
yeah.
Because he
Yeah.
was like Holmes, just
Yeah.
looking at a grandfather
Right.
clock.
Yeah. Then it
He was
gives like a
"Hmm,
wink.
Okay.
To,
Yeah.
Right? You're just
Exactly.
like, okay.
Yeah. And then Nevada.
yeah.
Nevada. Which is awesome. And then I wrote down Bone Wrath because
Yeah, the head move, the head jiggle. Oh
The
my
classic
gosh.
head jiggle.
Yeah,
And I
all
remember that
about
as a kid.
different
Oh my God.
cultures.
I remember that as a kid. He's killing it. And then we get the classic spotted dick conversation.
Oh man.
When they're
that
when they're
was-
at the bar and they're like, "What would you like? Spotted dick? Spotted what? Spotted dick." He'd like spotted dick. Spotted dick for you. Spotted dick for who? They just do this thing for like fucking 2 minutes,
And then they
Whole
call
bunch
it
of-
back one time.
Yeah, later.
in
At the end.
Very,
At the very
end.
end.
Very end.
which I'm glad they did. I guess because we had to sit through the first part,
Yeah.
so they gave us that little gotcha.
Little inside joke. Yeah.
But this is also the first time that Jackie Chan finally comes face to face with Bone Wrath. And
Yes.
that's a very big moment because
Yeah.
Owen Wilson at one point asks him, "What are you going to do when you see him?" And then he says, "I'm
Kill
going
him?
to kill him."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No. You do not kill him." So this was him proving,
That
okay,
he's
he's
not.
listening
Yeah.
to Owen Wilson's character, and he's able to restrain himself. Now that will not last, and it doesn't even last out of the party because the next part, they end up going at each other.
Right.
Of course.
Exactly, and there was also a disgusting haggis joke in there where
yeah.
Yeah.
Chong Wang eats a piece of meat and he's like, "What is this haggis? What is it?"
No.
Ladder?
It's right.
No,
it's
Royal Bannon actually.
Yeah,
Royal
it's-
Bannon.
Yeah,
and he goes,
yeah.
"Ah!"
Yeah.
He spits it
Spits
out.
it back out.
Funny if I was 10, it was funny back then.
Like
Not now.
I think if you like sheep bladder, I don't think you're minding that it's sheep bladder.
Right. Yeah. If it tastes good.
Tastes-
Then why spit it out?
It seems like Royal Bannon
Yeah.
isn't one to I don't know.
Well, he's a fake guy. He's Sage
Yeah.
McAllister. And then so I have first encounter, which would be that
that's that moment.
of Chong Wang and Bone Wrath.
Yep.
And that was a good moment too.
Setting up, the music changes, we get it. Yep. Tension rises.
Yeah, little Chinese
And now
tension.
and at that moment we know where the next step is going to go because he mentions that hey, I got to go. It was nice talking to you, but I have to leave. And so that's when they follow into the next thing.
Fall into the next thing, which is great. And I remember this the most when they go in that room and they look at the eyes of the paintings.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Jackie Chan's like, "Wait a second, hold up." They're looking at me.
And,
They're looking
he's
at me.
busy and Royal Bannon's busy reading Kama Sutra.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. No, he's just trying to fuck.
That's all he cares
Barrett's
about.
trying to bang, dude.
The
He cares
whole movie.
about.
That's all he wants to do is bang. And then you look at it's creepy too.
Yeah.
Like this movie does a good job of like building that scene of like, oh, turn around, look at the dog's eyes too.
Yeah.
And he's like, whoa, shit's going on.
So just to be clear, I'm trying to remember, even though I had just seen it. Those eyes are
The sister.
they're the sister.
They're the sister. They end up
Okay.
being the sister because then someone jumps in, like the army of fucking what's his face.
Bone Wrath.
Yeah.
There you go.
They
Boner
come in through the
Wrath.
front door.
They come in, I think, through a door of some sort or something, and then she busts through the wall.
Oh,
to save them.
busts through
She busts fucking Matrix. When did the Matrix come out?
Right.
1999.
I mean, shoot.
So
she busted
there-
through the wall just like the Matrix.
So there is a scene in this part that I think is my favorite fight scene in the movie. because
Oh,
it
shit.
turns it on its head and it makes it very neat. The vase scene.
I even had that
Oh,
down.
I fucking love
'cause
that.
it was a great moment because it was like, oh, this fight scene's going to go completely different than any other fight scene. It's
Yeah.
very clever.
Yeah, and this is what I'll say: the very first wow
Yeah.
came in at 52 minutes and 7 seconds in. Is
he looking at the book?
No. When they turn around in the chimney, that spinning thing, he goes,
yeah.
wow. What?
Yeah.
So I wrote that. I'm like, he says wow. He says wow.
Wow.
52 minutes, 7 seconds in.
So viewers,
But that is before Ling tries to grab that statue,
And
he
it's like,
grabs
oh,
it.
you're
She
getting
grabs a
kinky.
titty, and he goes, "Kinky, I like it," and then pushes the titty in, and then
that's-
changes everything. And then that's when he says, "Wow!" And then boom, ladder fight. That's when Jackie Chan goes full ladder in the library area.
full.
Oh yeah, 'cause
And he
they do-
starts beating people with a ladder,
Yeah.
and I love it. I love every minute of it.
Yeah.
Just keep going with the ladder fights.
Mm-hmm.
I love that shit. And then the best part, the vase. No one can break any part of the room.
So just to set this up so
Yeah.
that people understand, they go into the library and then Jackie Chan's character gets spun behind a secret entranceway that is in the fireplace that is where all the treasure is. The treasure that Bone Wrath has been, I'm assuming it's Bone Wrath, has been collecting from all of his travels to the Far East and wherever he goes. And it's there he has a fight scene, and then at one point a vase is about to fall and one of the bad guys goes to catch it because he works for Bone Wrath and knows how important these things are. And that's when Jackie Chan realizes he can just start tossing vases there.
And he does.
And they have to catch them and not fight him. And so he does that. And even at one point, which is funny, is that he ends up he catches the one at the end because he doesn't want it to break either. Which is also
No, Jackie
really
Chan is such a
Chan.
pure person.
He's
I
just
love
a
Jackie
very
Chan.
nice
Kills
character.
it.
Such a good guy.
God, I love it. I'd love to
Yeah.
meet him. Tweet that out. Won't hit the vase, and guess what? They look after all that shit's complete. There's no seal at the end because they see the box. They're like, "We got it. We got it." There's no seal. There's no seal. But guess what? There is a seal. The kid takes it. That fucking Aaron Taylor Johnson dude. Is that him?
It is.
Is it really? My mind is still blown because I'm still on that shit.
And so this is a very good point. I'm pretty sure this is the midpoint of the movie. And a midpoint of a film, the most important thing is that you feel like it's a false ending. And so this is where they think they've actually totally won because they've gotten to where the seal is, but you have to pull out the rug from under the characters, and everything needs to flip at that point. And so that's when they
Totally
realize,
changed.
yep, exactly.
Totally
So
changed.
now they've moved on.
So the kid steals the seal, and then they try to go after him. They end up in a barn.
Yeah.
So
End up in a barn, and then there's a fire in the barn. They can't
burns
get
down.
out.
There's a very funny line where he sends up his sister. She jumps up easy,
yeah,
and then
that's
he's like, "All right."
amazing.
Yeah.
So the fire is
I can't do
spreading.
this.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
The fire is spreading, and then he's got to get through a hole in the ceiling. His sister, super easy because exactly. And he goes to say, "Oh, like Roy O'Bannon, go, go, go!" And he's like, "What do you think I am?
Yeah.
I can't do that."
Exactly. And she
Yeah.
kills it all
And
the way
so
up
he
there.
goes full American, and he's like,
Oh yeah.
"We're trying something else." And
Yeah.
they
I loved
drive
it.
the car.
They steal an automobile.
I fucking called that was going to happen though. They
Yeah.
showed the car in one of the shots prior with the fire, and I was like,
Yeah.
they're going to get out. And
Yeah.
Owen Wilson's no way going to be able to.
There's
jump.
always
Yes.
a callback.
And then they played the Magic Bus song. Magic Bus. They
Oh my
plow out of
gosh,
the barn.
Really?
Like, I Shazammed the whole thing, man. Once I heard a contemporary song, I was like, gotta get that.
What is that?
So, and they were driving down that plane. They were just keep going. And you know Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson were having a great time filming that. Because they're just probably in a studio just doing this.
Oh yeah.
Dancing, having a great time. And then I feel like they hit something.
They crash into
Stonehenge.
Yeah.
They crash
Yeah.
into
So,
Stonehenge.
so the,
What is
something,
it, a bunch of
happens,
rock
something happens right before that I think is important is that he has the dream sequence where he sees all the women and
the
his
goat.
sister licks. So Roy O'Bannon has a dream and he's
Yes.
surrounded by beautiful
Right.
women, and Jackie Chan's sister is in it,
Link.
and then she goes and licks his face. Now here's another very interesting thing that I think you're gonna love. There is a very early appearance of an actress that is famous now, Mila Kunis.
No.
She's
Is
in that.
one of those girls.
No.
Totally random girl.
That's hilarious.
Yep, I saw it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is crazy. Yep. Very
Shanghai
early.
Nights, 2003.
How funny.
Like
Was this
no,
pre-70s?
Wild.
Oh, huh?
Was this pre-70 show?
I don't know.
It's got to be.
Okay, when 70 Show started, she was 13. She lied on her application. So I imagine she's older than 13 when she did that
Yeah.
scene in Shanghai
Oh,
Nights.
she better be.
So it's probably, but 2003 is kind of early 70 Show. It was on,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Was it 90s? I don't know.
She was probably pretty young,
I would
Yeah.
hope she's fucking.
1998 first appeared.
98. So she was 13 in 98, so do the math. And then,
5 years later, she's 18.
All right, we're good. All right, continue the podcast. No one's getting arrested tonight.
What the?
All right. Okay, then after so they crash
After
into
the dream
Stonehenge.
So it ends up
Okay,
being a
yeah.
sheep that's licking his face. They've hit Stonehenge. Roy O'Bannon makes another line about British people. What are they doing with rocks?
Why are they
Hanging
stupid
around.
rocks here in the
Yeah.
middle of nowhere? Is it? I don't even know anything about
And
it.
then we have there's a couple very weird moments after this where, so he's like, "Hey, I love you, Jackie Chan."
Yeah, they
and
have a
like-
montage. They
Yeah,
have a
they have a
montage of-
montage, and then out of nowhere comes
Lynn, plot
With a-
point hitchhiker.
looking
That's
like
what I wrote down.
Gandalf,
Truck.
looking like
Yeah.
Gandalf. Yeah,
Which came out in
Right.
that time.
yeah,
Which
This whole
yeah,
movie.
2003, I believe, was Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings. I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
That's right,
But
because they
it's-
got separated at the burning
2001.
2001. Okay, so Lord of the Rings was still in popular culture.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it is that scene riding up, and she looks up from under the big
Yeah.
cap. Very
Perfect.
Gandalf.
Right.
And then I love the fact that Jackie Chan's behind them as they're flirting, and he's like,
Yep.
and then he jumps in the
into the-
And
middle.
then
Yeah.
they're all three in the front seat.
Yeah, that is some
He's all
good.
like, I'm
He's
getting
like,
dizzy
oh, yeah, I
back
get
there.
car sick.
Yeah, that is good comedic shit. We
Yeah.
don't see that shit anymore. We don't.
Great Jackie humor right there.
No, that's just humor.
I should
know what
say
I mean?
this director also did R.I.P.D., which is a terrible.
Ooh, with Ryan Reynolds, Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Just to remind you that these movies are very they have gotten very bad. Like this style of movie, because
Oh,
that
yeah.
is another that is a
It-
buddy
it-
comedy, very intentional, very
Totally.
script heavy. That
Doesn't. Well,
yeah, what-
that's heavy CG.
What's
Yeah.
the most recent buddy comedy you can think of?
Goddamn.
What's that one Dak Shepard did?
Oh, yeah.
Shit, when he's a police
yeah.
officer.
They're biker cops.
Coops.
is that him? Wait, what's his face is in it?
shit,
Oh,
Michael Peña.
Yeah.
Chips.
And
Chips.
That's it.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Fuck that movie.
Horrible.
That was a disgrace.
Yeah, that's a very.
I watched maybe
similar.
20 minutes of that.
I
and I
thought
turned it
the
off.
funniest part of that movie was that his wife was like cheating on him, and that's like his actual wife in real life. I just thought it's like
Kristen
such funny
Bell?
roles
Yeah.
to play. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah. Anyways,
I didn't even get that far. I just
that's
turned
hilarious.
it off. So what we got now is I got you got a great body. Makes him dizzy because Chan got dizzy in the back seat,
Yeah.
and then we got they pull up to a bar. It's called Puss in Boots,
Right.
which brings us back
yeah.
to Shrek 2.
Oh no.
Don't forget.
Yeah, it is.
Oh
We're back.
God.
We're back. Not even 6 degrees, 1 degree,
Oh,
if
God.
that.
Yeah.
Puss in Boots bar. And then we got where Jackie Chan goes up to a room with his sister
Oh yeah.
and starts talking shit.
Roy O'Bannon is like, you could help me out here.
Asks him to
Be a
to
wingman.
put
Yeah,
in a
be
good
here we
word.
go. This is a very important
Yeah.
moment in their relationship.
You my boy.
Though I will say it doesn't last long enough. Like in most movies, like when you do have a falling out, it lasts until they rescue the other one from like the bad guy.
Right.
Because a lot of times it leads one of the two good characters into the bad guy's arms.
Right.
Which isn't what
this,
happens.
this kind of
because
came out of nowhere. in a
Exactly,
way.
and it ends pretty quick.
I mean, I know exactly why it happened, and it happened so they can end that with the way they ended it.
Yeah.
which
The
is
pillow fight.
the pillow fight.
yeah, I know.
But we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Just one of the pillow
getting
fight
there.
scenes.
That's
We're not
the
there
only
yet.
reason they put the falling out. is
Because
so
he
they
calls
can have
him-
a pillow fight scene.
Yeah, because he's like, he's not Roy O'Bannon, he's Roy Baloney.
Oh, that was the worst line in the whole entire
Oh
film.
my God.
Is it Roy Baloney?
Yeah,
That
is that
hurts,
really
man.
what you call me?
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
Because Owen Wilson
So
has
dumb.
a moment there. Because he's like,
Yeah,
man, what are you doing?
yeah.
What? No, you're not going to say that. How are you going to recover? Roy Baloney.
Yeah.
Like he actually has, because it's a one shot. It's just him listening, and then it's him reacting to it. So I give Owen Wilson credits for that. Because he actually does pretty well. Honestly, because he's going from Jackie
mean,
Chan
it's
as
some
his best
depth.
friend. Yeah, I know it is some depth, which is better than no depth.
Yeah.
Right. So he does, and then Jackie Chan's talking about he shoots blanks. He shoots blanks.
Oh, that's
Oh
what
my
sets him
God.
off. Yeah.
It goes
Yeah,
upstream.
that was a weird throwaway line early in the movie
Yeah.
where he just kind of says, "I'm worried." Royal Bannon is worried that he's shooting blanks.
Right, and then they bring it back
And
there.
he can't
and
have a family.
I thought for sure they'd bring it back at the end, and they
No,
never do.
No,
Right.
he's probably
they didn't.
sterile.
Sorry
he's
to
definitely
spoil it
sterile.
early
in the
That's why there's no
podcast,
third
but-
movie.
Yeah.
It's because he can't have kids.
They got divorced.
That was dark.
Moving on. Kidding. It was a joke. It was a poor choice.
And then we got when Roy O'Bannon, after taking a couple shots, goes up to his room, and we got "Who Loves You, Baby"
oh
with
yeah.
Jackie Chan with all them prostitutes.
Yeah.
And then there's a
Roy
good moment where,
turns
like,
around.
yeah, he turns around, he throws the pillow, and he's like, "If you do that again, I'll kill you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously does it again, and
Guess
then
Pillow fight. Pillow fight.
One of the greatest scenes of all cinematic history.
Oh
I
my
remember.
God.
See, like this is what I'm saying. When this shit played, I'm like, I remember this as a kid. I remember the pillow fight scene.
yeah.
Maybe that's a kink I have now. Thank you, Shanghai Knights.
Thank you.
John Boy
Because
King.
I have pillow throw because he throws it at him, and that's what you were right.
Right.
Throw that again, I'll fucking kill you. Throws it again. Pillow fight, and you know what the funny thing is? The random dude in the pillow fight.
Oh
So
yeah.
2003.
And they're jumping, they're like,
That's so 2003.
So 2003.
I love that. I was dying laughing when I saw that.
And then they end up naked.
The only people naked.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what I have written down. They
Yeah.
are the only people naked.
I
Yeah,
was really
they are.
hoping that at like you'd see because Lynn walks in,
Yes.
sees them naked, and is like, "Oh man!" And I was kind of hoping that when she would walk in, or before she even walks in the door, the other random guy walks out naked.
Yes.
Like like they should have had some sort of moment
Right.
with him, but
Yeah.
he's so throwaway just to be like,
Oh, just for that.
Just
Royal
for
Bannon's-
that, there's a guy in here. There's a dude in here. And then he
yeah,
goes, and then
Royal
he's-
Bannon's afraid.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's like, huh? As he's
Yeah.
jumping, he's like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Because they're doing the jump
Yes.
scene.
Now
Well
that's a
done.
very similar scene to in Zoolander. There's another similar jumping up
Yes.
scene like that,
Is
but
there really?
instead it's not just a random guy.
It's a midget. It's a midget.
Midgets
All
are
right.
jumping up in the orgy scene.
That's right.
Another Owen Wilson. film.
God damn, man. I love
Definitely.
these.
Yeah, the only guy missing from this felt like Ben Stiller.
He
I'm
should have had a
surprised
cameo
He
in this.
wasn't in this. Yeah.
And then that ends. I'm not sure how it ends, but I just know Ling is on a bridge.
Yeah, and she like.
Jack the Ripper.
Oh,
I would
okay.
say.
So that's
I
yeah.
would say it
You're
is.
probably right. Yeah, it's meant to be Jack the Ripper, and she just kicks his
He's
ass.
like, I'm the most notorious, or whatever, and then Ling kills him.
Oh
And
wow, that was
and-
so unbelievable.
I figure I just wrote down Jack the Ripper
Yeah.
It was so stupid. I
was
didn't
so
even
dumb.
get
kills
it.
Jack the
Yeah.
Ripper. Question mark.
Because that would have been another good moment if like she got captured because of their stupidity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened right
That's
there.
not what
They
happened.
ended up
She just
getting
took
her-
off.
Yeah.
She just took off on a bridge. And then I've always really Lord Rathbone has the smallest gun in the world.
Oh my God.
That's a penis joke.
says-
It's another sexual
Is
joke.
it?
Is like
Is it?
yeah, because
Almost
he's like
makes a line.
yeah, you
He
need a
goes-
bigger gun.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Okay, I never
it's like
got
he has
that.
a sissy gun.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Such a
okay,
sissy.
okay.
Yeah.
And then we got Lord Bonerath saying, "Are you going to kick my ass?" If you remember that in the movie, he says that. That's why I wrote it down. He's like, "What
that
are you
like
going
a
to do?
thing
Are you
they
going to
say?
kick my ass?"
Oh, 'cause he says it. Well, I think you skipped ahead.
Yeah,
quite
I definitely did. I
considerably.
definitely did a little.
Because now they're captured by the
yes,
enemy.
Yes, yeah. Because I have introduced
So
machine gun right after.
yeah. How did they get captured again? Oh, it is
They
actually
got
right there
the-
on the bridge. Like they turn
got the
around.
boy.
They turn
And then they're
around
surrounded
and
by
then
the police.
they're not the police.
No, the fucking
The
Chinese,
guards.
the Chinese box. Exactly.
Yes,
That's
the
called
boxers.
Yeah, exactly.
The
But
boxers
they get the
show
boy, right?
No,
Yeah.
and then they're in the cart,
No.
getting carted away, right?
up. No,
what?
'cause the boy doesn't come in until they go to the wax museum. There's so much movie still left.
Oh my God.
Oh wait,
Oh, yeah, dude,
do they
we
go to the
haven't-
wax museum before
No,
they get...
no. I have Wax Museum on here.
Okay, so then that whole scene,
No. So they get
They get captured.
They get told about the machine gun. So
Yes.
they're already tied up at this
yeah,
point.
this is where the villain reveals the master
Yeah.
plan.
With Donnie Yen, famous for Rogue One,
Yep.
Book of the Wills,
Yep.
the blind half Jedi, if you will, gets blown
Love
up
it.
by
Favorite character.
on Scarif.
Yeah.
A little Star Wars callback. No Shrek 2 in there. Introduces the machine gun. And I wrote down, it's a pretty inventive shot where they show them upside down and slowly turn
Oh yeah.
and back out. Like, that's cool.
It
Like,
took a lot of work.
People don't do that anymore. Like, actually, like, you can tell this movie was shot on film, and there's, like, this orange tint to everything. right? And they actually tried in this movie, I feel like.
Right.
With actual movements, because it's Jackie Chan, so they can't cut. Because I wouldn't cut with Jackie Chan.
No, of
I would
course
film the whole thing. There's a lot of long shots, and they just film them slowly turning. And then they introduce the machine gun, which is probably, to them, the most important weapon ever of all mankind. Like,
Yeah.
wow, you can shoot how many bullets?
Right.
100 bullets in half a minute? Wow. And that comes back later in the movie. And then, I will say this, I'm a sucker for underwater bullets. When people shoot bullets into water, I love the...
Yeah, but
I love that.
I don't think it's real. I don't think bullets would go as far as they were in that.
Well,
movie.
they
Not to
proved
say,
it
I
in
mean,
Mythbusters. It
Yeah, of
doesn't work
course.
like
It
that.
doesn't work
Like,
at
no,
all.
because
No.
at a certain, like, it's not too far. I think it's just a few feet. It completely turns. It loses
Yeah,
all.
right.
Momentum.
All. Yeah.
And I thought at that point, why are these, what do we call them? The boxers?
Yeah, they're boxers.
Why were they using the most important weapon in the world
Yeah.
on these two just like random prisoners that they caught on a bridge?
Yeah.
Like
Ask the
they're trying to-
director. Ask the director, dude.
Yeah.
It was like that is.
Yeah, they wasted so many
Yeah,
bullets.
they wasted
too.
so many bullets.
And, that would have been
weapon
pretty
in the
important.
world.
If
yeah.
they hadn't wasted all of those bullets, they would have killed Jackie Chan in that final fight.
Exactly, but we haven't gotten there.
We haven't
yet.
gotten there yet.
So they escape after the underwater bullets. They just swim, end up out of whatever
To
the fuck,
freedom.
whatever the fuck they swam out of, and they end up at a wax museum.
Yes. And now they have with them, we have completely skimmed over a minor character
Right.
that ends up getting.
Oh, yes,
yeah, the inspector. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the writer of Sherlock Holmes, is in this movie and is set up to do that in the
Right.
end. But
God.
he is the inspector, and we've completely, because it's
Yes.
so throwaway.
And he is, in my opinion, by far the
most British
worst
guy.
actor
Yeah.
in that movie. Like,
Well, he's the most
just
British person
so
ever.
much by far.
He's the most British person ever.
Right.
He's the most British person you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, more than Michael Caine.
Right.
He's
I was
more
gonna
British
say
than
that's pretty
Michael Caine.
Yeah.
He is the most British person. And,
they go- yeah.
and I like the wax museum gag because everyone's standing still,
Yeah.
right? Because this movie does really well with those fight scenes because you know they're coming.
Yeah.
But there's something different happening every single time. There's no ladder this time. Now it's someone pretending to be fake and then going,
Right.
boom,
Yeah.
going after him. And then Jackie Chan grabs arms.
That's the best part of the fight scene. It's like the arms start getting sliced
Yes,
off
it's
as he's
fucking
trying to
fun,
block
man.
all of the things.
Yeah.
It's fun. Where's the fun at anymore? So Jackie Chan is amazing when he's doing the choppy with the arms. He's now with only hands and he throws them, right? And he still fucking beats the dudes,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
He still does what he has to do. And then he pretends he's a wax figure at one point. He waits, gets him.
Which I thought was pretty dumb.
Well,
Because
it's Jackie
he's
Chan.
looking like
Yeah,
he's
he's
an
a-
injured person.
Yeah.
Because he gets his hand
And he's in
hurt.
And
front
it
of
was
the
person
camera.
they were just fighting.
Yeah,
right?
I
He's
didn't.
so
I didn't
recognizable.
believe
But
it.
we left out the part where they confront the boy in the museum before the guards
Yep,
come.
yep,
Because the guards
yep.
come
They
and
find
then
the
the boy
boy,
escapes. Yeah.
Oh, because
They find the boy sleeping in
Sir
the
Arthur
coffin.
Conan Doyle has a very special quality that comes out of nowhere that
Oh
he
my
can look at an
God.
item and know everything about the character
Of
that has this item.
course.
And it's like, there's paraffin wax on
Yes,
this.
that's right, and they find the kid.
he's like, oh, he's in a church. He must be in a church. Royal Bandit says that. He's like, no, this is wax museum wax.
That's why they go to the wax.
That's why they
That's
go to
why
the
they
wax
go to the
museum, and he is hiding in a cage, and then he is found under the queen's dress.
The end of the Queen's dress, correct? Yeah.
And if you looked behind the queen, there's actually a wax figure of Sir Rathbone as well. Like, it was very
Yes,
weird.
I
And
did
so
notice
for a
that.
second, I was like, oh my god, he's in the wax museum too. He's going to come up and actually fight them.
Yeah.
But turned out it was just actually a wax figure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
wow, I got to rewatch this shit.
No.
I will not.
That's why we're all here, so
Yeah.
we don't have to.
And then we
Yep.
get the classic name of his name is Charlie.
Right. So they get captured.
yeah.
They get captured and they get carted away. And the boy.
Oh, they get captured by cops.
Right.
Like the cops actually come, which
to the wax museum,
yeah.
and they're getting carted away, and then the boy jumps on the roof, and you know, you looking for a way out?
Yeah.
Oh, I got
Jiggles the keys,
You ever see Godzilla? Just wait.
and
Me and Bryan Cranston will fucking kill it.
so the boy lets them out, and they're like, "Hey, kid, you know, thank you so much. What's your name anyway? You never got your name anyway. Put
Charlie."
it there." And he goes, "Chapman. You can call me Charlie Chaplin."
That's when my hands went into my face.
Right?
And of course, he puts the hat on.
And it gets worse at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
Right.
I
It does
know.
worse.
at the end of the movie.
Yeah, it does.
And so Then we find out that Lord Rathbone, his plan is to murder the whole royal family with a machine gun
All 10 in
from a
line.
boat
Yeah.
with a Gatling gun.
We do know that he's going to murder the whole royal family early on.
Yes, that's his plan.
But we don't know it's
don't know
the
how
boat
and
until
why.
until they're in the jail cell and they know that. I'm pretty sure it's when they're in the jail cell and they're like, oh my gosh, there's that big whole event happening and then that's when they're
yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
go
the
with bar.
fireworks show.
That's
Oh yeah,
when they're on the cart.
Because Sir Arthur Conan Doyle says that at least we'll be able to see the fireworks, the Queen's Jubilee. It's great from the prison or from the yard.
Scotland Yard.
Yeah. This isn't a yard. This is a jail or whatever that Royal Bannon says early in the movie.
Oh god.
He mentions his beautiful hair. Owen Wilson says, "I can't go to an English prison. Have you seen my hair?"
Oh yeah, there's another joke about he's gonna get fucked.
Right.
Yeah, lots of prison rape jokes in this movie. And then I watched the ending with Party Bear earlier today, and we had the great scene of Jackie Chan and Donnie Yen fighting on the boat with the spinning Gatling gun.
Yes.
Yes, that is a great scene.
What a
Though
tense sequence.
I will say it is so corny and bad before we get to that. And that's what I feel mostly about this movie is it's all this cheese until we get to great
Feta.
fight scenes.
Yeah.
And that's a thing. Like he is shooting. And missing everyone, and that's
yeah.
what I was really surprised. No one died during that whole sequence, and the guards literally go in the firing range,
like blocking,
and
they're like body
they're all
blocking, yeah.
standing at like the level of the Gatling gun, and the Gatling gun goes all the way across all of them, doesn't kill a single one,
Right.
and then comes
my
back around,
God.
and one bullet, and it's great because it happens so fast too. That Jackie Chan's in, and he's like, ah, and he almost gets hit by the bullet, but then
the
it just
tension,
runs out.
the tension is great
Yeah.
in that.
Right. They're fighting.
Because
They
there's
do that
actually-
cool like leg lock spinning move.
Yeah.
That's like the cool. I think that's the
Dude,
coolest.
Donnie,
scene
well,
ever.
Donnie Yen
Like,
is like historically known for being a great kung fu
Yeah.
fighter actor.
Yeah.
And then you mix him with Jackie Chan. Is this the only movie they've been in?
That's a great
I'd love
question.
to know because that shit, the shit they were doing in this movie, 2003,
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah.
And I know Donnie Yen is trying to make a comeback, and I know Jackie Chan is doing his movies. I think they should keep making movies, but to have them both in one movie fighting each other, I didn't even realize how epic it was at the time. I was 10. But damn,
Right. Yeah. That was history.
that was amazing
That
what
was-
they did.
Yeah. I mean, that's where kung fu movies
Totally.
led up to.
And they're doing it in real life.
Yeah.
They're not faking it. There's
Right,
no
yeah.
CG
Well,
in
Crouching
this.
Tiger, Hidden Dragon. When did that come out?
So I was thinking,
I want to say 2001.
Because that is a huge movie in terms of kung fu
Right.
movies during the
yeah.
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so everything is
2000,
kind of
2000.
yeah. So
Yeah,
everything is
that's
kind of
definitely
coming.
before
Yeah. And
Shanghai
everything
Knights.
is kind of coming after that,
Trying to mimic
which
that.
is interesting.
I mean, it
Because-
also has the Matrix feel to it.
Yeah.
Like jumping out of things like what you were saying.
Yeah.
Jumping out, doing the fucking spider kick.
Yeah, if
the
you
hell you
guys
wanna
like
call it.
those fight scenes, Jackie Chan's some of his first movies he directed.
Oh, yeah.
And
back
they're-
in the 70s.
Yeah, and I don't know how you pronounce the title, but it's just two A's. It's just and it is the second one is considered way better than the first one, and I mean the whole movie
Sounds like good
is
for this podcast.
the whole movie is fight scenes. Like a Jackie Chan
yeah.
directed movie.
A
where he is the
25-year-old
star.
Jackie Chan?
He is the star of his own film. It's all
It's
these
like a
great fight
parkour
scenes,
film.
and there's no CGI or anything because this
Right.
is late '80s.
Yeah.
You can't
Pretty
do
sure.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I love that shit.
Bring
and
us
then
home.
we get to
Yeah.
one of the coolest movie deaths ever.
Oh, the
Right.
firework.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was
Ling
great.
comes out of nowhere trying to be a badass.
And by this point, only one person had died in the film, and that was the father.
Oh
Right.
wow.
I
Oh,
forgot
my
about his
gosh.
death. Yeah.
Yep.
You're right. Three
Very
deaths.
beginning.
There were
Yeah.
three. There were only 3 deaths in the whole movie,
Yeah.
and the first one was him.
Yeah.
Was the dad, and then now we have Donnie Yen getting exploded.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And
By
that
firework.
that CG was bad.
That was bad.
Oh,
That
super
was
bad.
real bad. No one likes that.
And
CG.
I cannot even for a second believe that someone is being
Oh
carried
my
by
god,
a firework.
No,
you would not.
No, it doesn't work
There's
like that.
no way.
But
It would just get
works.
stuck on him, and then he'd
Yeah.
explode.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh shit!
Yeah.
No,
Ow,
it, wouldn't
ow, ow.
even, it wouldn't even get stuck on you. It would just hit you.
Yeah,
and
it would probably bounce off.
bounce and ricochet and go somewhere else.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
no way. You're
It's not
falling.
sharp enough to enter human
Yeah,
space.
it would just be going so fast, and you could just throw it off.
But he literally gets blown
He gets
away
blown
like
up.
50 yards off the boat, explodes, dope fireworks show.
Yeah.
And then we now get
And no one knows that anything bad is
Yeah,
happening
'cause it's all part
the
of the show.
fireworks are happening. The
Right.
Gatling gun can go off, and no one's worried at all. They're all just watching the
Other
Queen's
than the
Jubilee.
people being shot. at, of
Exactly.
course,
and now we get the Big Ben fight scene.
Oh God!
Oh, yeah.
Where we have Jackie Chan using a sword against the dude
Who is
from Game of
Lord
Thrones.
Boner.
Who is considered? He is
Boner Ralph.
It was mentioned earlier that he is the best swordsman in England.
Yeah, he's the best
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah.
The 10th in line for the throne, but the best swordsman. And he is actually, in the fight
Quite
scene,
good.
really killing Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
He's just playing with him.
Wrecking
Shoulder
it.
cut, leg cut,
Yeah.
elbow cut. Literally.
He's taking off pieces of his clothing,
Dude, his
but
little
not in a
sword.
funny way.
He had like a sword.
Yeah,
spinning
no, it's a
tornado.
rapier. A rapier.
Yeah.
Was that the where you spin around with both and like attack? Did you guys remember that attack? It was insane. It was during the fight scene. Two swords. It was nutty. He just like
Oh, he's
did
just
a
like
spinning move.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And he
he's-
would just have the swords around him. It was nuts.
He's
is-
blocking every
it's- yeah,
attack
yes.
of all
You know,
time.
I was very impressed. One of the scenes they show the actual actor like pick up Jackie's sword or
Chong Wing?
Chong
Chong
yeah,
Wing,
yeah,
yeah.
Chong Wing. Chong Wing's sword and like flipping it around a couple of times, doing a
pretty
little
cool.
trick and then throwing it back to him with just his swords like giant chopsticks. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Well,
wonder
I
if
bet
the
there's so
action-
much.
I wonder how much of the action that actor actually did of the sword fighting.
Yeah.
It's
You
like
know?
25%.
I mean, we
White
don't know.
guy?
25? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
No, it's probably a stunt double. For sure. Doing the
Yeah.
the blocking and shit. There's no way that was actually him. But if it was him, good for you. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's
Probably
amazing.
another martial artist.
Yeah.
Probably.
Just like sparring with Jackie
Yeah.
Chan.
Totally. Oh yeah, against Jackie Chan,
Yeah.
you gotta be a master with that. But
And
he-
so Royal Bannon goes out they get him out
Right.
quick.
Yeah.
They get him out lickety
He busts
split.
through the glass and is holding on to the minute hand of.
But that never
Big Ben.
comes like there's one
Ben.
he does mention like, oh, I'm on the Minahan, this is bad. But the Minahan doesn't even come into play. Like it's not moving fast at all.
Right.
It literally moves once.
It starts to move, and then one of the swords gets knocked
and so
out.
and then that's when it
and
just
it
jumps
jams gears.
And then
Yeah.
stops.
and it stops.
Right.
Yes.
And so they didn't even really. It would have been funny if they actually played up the fact, and he had to kind of maybe jump to the hour hand.
Right.
But we get through this fight scene very quickly because
Yes.
there are so many fight scenes.
well, because
up to
that's
this
all
point.
that's left in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is
Final-
there left?
Yeah.
I don't care about Ling. Fucking Owen Wilson is hanging on Big Ben.
Yeah.
The mayor is probably trying to talk his daughters out of not fucking Lord Bannon again. Like, what else is there? It's going to be just this fight scene between Jackie Chan and the guy from Game of Thrones.
Right.
One
And
more
they
time.
were fucking fighting, and Jackie Chan's like, you know what? I might not be able to beat this guy with swords. I'm gonna cut these ropes. Boom, 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 and you can see the guy. I watched this not even 2 hours ago, and I could see the actor's face being like, "Shit, we're here now." Like you can tell he's like, "Okay, you mean business."
Yeah.
And then boom, boom, boom. He cuts that. They fly. Boom. They go out the window.
There's
Dude
the
falls.
classic. There's the classic line where he's like, Jackie Chan gets his sword taken, and he goes again, like he's cocky.
Oh, yeah, he gives
his
him that
sword
last
back,
chance.
and then he does it again. He takes
then
the sword
Jackie-
again, and yeah,
Cutting
so he
him.
does it twice, and then the sword gets knocked out, stuck in the gears, and then Jackie Chan, he's like, it's over now. And Jackie Chan's like, no, again.
One more.
Yeah, he takes the villain's catchphrase, and that's when you know the movie's
Boom.
over. Yeah, exactly.
You're like, oh shit, yeah.
God, Jackie Chan killed
What
him
I
in this
wish
movie.
though is that Jackie Chan had done something that was Jackie Chan like to
Yeah.
win.
Right.
Like he
Like,
doesn't.
throw part of Big Ben inside of the
Like he
character.
should have done some sort of kung fu move
Yeah.
instead of he just cuts the ropes, which came out of nowhere.
Nowhere.
Like he
I kinda
doesn't.
like
there-
that.
Well, I mean, yeah, but there was no setup.
There was definitely no setup.
That's
But
what
he,
I think
he
there is a
couldn't beat
ton
him
of
with
good
the
payoff.
swords. He couldn't beat him with the sword, so he's like, you know what?
But he
I'm
doesn't
gonna
even
do-
have a moment to look and be like, "Oh my gosh, it's the ropes!" It's all of a sudden he gets his sword back and he's like, "You killed my family," and then he just starts cutting. things.
Right.
That is true.
I think it was about honor. He was kind of trying to
Probably
No,
kill
it was
himself.
like sacrifice himself for.
I think he was
for
probably
the
trying to kill
cause.
himself.
Yeah, like
That's it.
he knew he could kill this guy this way, and like he
The
was
guy
gonna-
who
he
killed
was
his
gonna do whatever
father
it takes.
with the
Yeah.
seal, all that shit. And so he chops down everything. Lord Bonewrath gets kicked out of a window with Jackie Chan following him. Jackie Chan gets caught by Royal Bannon. Caught him. Lord Bonewrath dies.
which also a terrible, terrible, terrible CGI scene.
Oh yeah.
Oh
He
god,
falls
it's the
really
worst.
fast.
Part Bear even saw me watching him fall, and I just put my hands in my face.
yeah, it's so awful.
I was like, oh, they did it. They did it. No one has made falling good. I haven't seen one falling scene where I'm like,
There are plenty of falling scenes that are good.
I'd like to see.
Yeah. They have gotten that down.
Okay. Well, this was 2003.
Yes, exactly.
Good.
No, exactly. And,
So,
and falling scenes aren't good when you're showing them from
Just
just the
straight
top
down.
down, and they
Right, yeah.
and then they have to show a dirt cloud.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Because they can't show what actually would happen, which is the person explodes.
Right.
Well, no.
Splatter.
You don't die on the
splatter.
first impact. I was told by an EMT, you don't die by the first impact. You die by the second impact because your bones are dust.
Yeah.
Most people who fall, like, who are consciously falling to their death,
They die
like before they even hit the ground.
The heart attack.
Yeah, exactly.
But he literally, it took him 3 seconds to hit the ground from the top of a big bang.
Yes,
all right.
right.
Oh my
This shit
God.
freaks me out. I don't want to talk about it. Back to Shanghai Nights.
Right, and so
Bone
they have
Wrath
to-
is dead.
and they have to get off the minute hand.
Yeah.
Which they are like very,
a very
sexually
funny moment.
straddling.
A very funny moment of Jackie Chan just.
Yeah.
I'm
Right
just
behind
happy
us.
there was no gay joke there. Like they could actually
Yeah.
just enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I am very surprised.
I
as
was
well.
surprised
Like,
they didn't say some sort of gay
exactly,
slur
yeah.
or something. It is 2003,
Yeah.
and they
There's
actually,
a lot of sissy jokes and
Oh, yeah.
things like that. So I was a little surprised. I was like, oh wow, they didn't go there.
Yeah.
But
especially with Owen Wilson Wedding Crashers.
yeah, he's doing all sorts. Everything was sexual in this movie.
Oh,
but
Owen Wilson
then
as fuck.
so I think it's everything just starts to break in the
No,
clock.
no. So the minute hand slowly goes to
all the
6
way
o'clock,
down. Yeah, it
Right.
falls all the way down because
and they slide.
Because it breaks.
And they're like, "What do you want to do?" And Jackie's like, "I think we should jump."
Yeah.
Oh, and,
Go
and
for the
Owen,
flag.
yeah, and Owen says a good line there, and he's like, "You mean fall?"
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's like, "You want to jump? You mean fall, right?"
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
it's like that is so
Yeah,
clearly
fall, yeah.
not what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then they jump on the flag.
And
they,
rip it.
they
Aim
pull
for the flag. Yeah.
Aim for the
It's
flag.
like,
Aim for the
And rip it
flag.
and rip it absolutely perfectly down the center.
the scene.
And
Which-
only a British flag would rip
Of course,
like this.
of
Right.
course. And okay, so at the end of the flag, they have this big old bounce,
Right.
right?
Oh.
And then they get launched off, let go,
And then-
fall
Even more.
30 fucking meters to a cabin or like a cab or
A carriage.
Carriage. There you
Carriage
go.
With the
where
Where the queen is. Owen Wilson losing his fucking mind. For I'd say debatably too long.
Right.
Oh yeah, way
Way
too
too
long.
long.
Right.
So
to the point
long.
where Jackie
You
Chan
notice
has
it.
to like
I know.
be
Howdy
like, yeah,
is-
did you
Oh,
did you
God.
notice the queen is here? And then yes, of course the howdy. Yeah. Howdy.
Howdy.
and
God
then
damn it.
they,
Oh, and
they
then
get
the
knighted.
end Star Wars scene. That's it. And then
Yeah.
the end Star Wars scene.
And
where they
I
have
was
everyone,
really
they get
surprised. Why
knighted.
didn't Lynn get knighted?
Yeah, I
Right.
noticed
Because
that too.
she did all,
Most of it.
almost as much
Yeah.
as they did.
She
Jackie?
saved their lives.
Yeah.
like 8 times.
She was just completely sidelined in place of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, which
Oh, gosh. Come
they
on.
were like, we just have to get him knighted quick.
That dude
Yeah.
got shot in the shoulder. That's all he got.
Yeah,
Lynn
he did not
actually
do-
was.
he didn't do
fucking on
any-
the boat.
Nothing.
Killed
Well,
and she
Kill.
killed
she-
Johnny and
yes, she actually was like badass and actually destroyed things.
She actually did something good. All that fucking dude was
I
just
have a
making sure no
skill
one was in jail.
I know he had a skill to tell where people were
Oh, my
with by and he just by
Sherlock
And-
Holmes.
Yeah, and he's gonna write a great book someday. Series.
Oh god.
Then we have the ending of the film where the Sherlock Holmes thing
Yes,
is revealed,
yeah.
and
Oh, the
they have
the
the
worst
seal
part.
back, which I think is the biggest
MacGuffin.
biggest plot hole in the entire film is they magically have the seal back at the end. Remember when they get the seal taken from them by the boxers
Yeah.
in the wax museum, then they get captured, then they escape.
And now
And then all of a
somehow-
sudden at the end of the movie they have the seal back, which is
a
the
great point.
entire plot of the movie.
Yeah.
It could be from the kid.
No, they
motherfucker.
steal
No,
it
'cause
back
they don't-
from
they
the
don't-
kid.
Yeah, no, the
They
kid
get
is
it
gone.
back from the
Yeah.
kid in the wax museum, and then the kid bones out, and then they get captured, and they get the seal taken, and then all of a sudden at the
Well,
end of the
then they
movie
have
they
the
have
seal.
the seal. So at that point I was like, okay, this was
Director's like, fuck it, we gotta wrap
Yeah,
this up.
yeah,
Hey,
it-
listen,
David
it-
all
Dobkins
right.
like I'm out.
It did feel
Listen.
like that at a certain point where they were like, we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, we're done.
Like I
It's
think
been
the
2 hours.
I think the fight scene could have.
Oh, dude, this movie is an hour and 54 minutes
Right.
long.
that's pretty long.
What a
This is a
joke.
long ass movie.
Yeah, Dak and I were up until 2 a.m.
Yeah, dude, this movie is long as shit.
I wanted to give up so many times.
I don't blame you, bro.
We started
I
it
really
too
don't.
late in our
Yeah.
defense.
So, and just to finish it off, They say they're about to go to Hollywood because they're going to make movies with John Wayne.
Automobiles.
Yep. And we get little boy Charlie Chaplin
right.
in the
Out the
back, in the back with the mustache.
Oh,
Yeah.
he puts on the
he
goddamn
puts on
mustache.
the
Fake mustache.
yeah, and
I'm still in defeat that it's still Aaron Taylor Johnson.
yeah,
No way is it actually him.
it is. IMDb it.
My fucking head is blown knowing that.
Yeah.
And it is at the very end of the movie. It shows him putting on the stash, hiding in a little fucking trunk.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Dear God.
Yep.
So all in all, what is our rating for this movie?
Do we rate the
Do
movie?
we rate the movie?
I say out of
Do
10.
we
Out of 10.
recommend?
Out of 10, and would
Do
you
we-
recommend? Because there's a difference.
Okay, I'm just going to start off because I'm just going to actually be critical of it. I'm going to
yeah.
give this movie a 5 out of 10.
Nice.
I think that I think the fight scenes are the best quality of it. I mean, I'm not saying I don't recommend it. I'll just say that.
I would say I would agree with the 5. I would say just watch the fight scenes on the internet and nothing else.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, I'd say I agree. What's your rating though for it?
A 5.
A 5 as
That's-
well?
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well.
Just because of the fight scenes, though. That's I mean,
Yeah.
You can't call it a bad movie if it has Jackie Chan fight scenes in it.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6 because I kind of like Owen Wilson, as stupid as he was, and you know his stupid face. But yeah, it's funny.
Would you recommend
nostalgia.
it to your friends?
Yeah, but like smoke before.
Yeah, I would give it a 6 out of 10 because I like Owen Wilson and he's playing.
I mean, I fucking love Jackie Chan, and of course that's why I'm sorry, but yeah, Owen Wilson makes up for it. The extra
because
point. Extra
it
point.
is a funny film. There are moments when I watched it and
Yeah.
I was like, huh, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Compared to new movies where I'm like, oh Jesus, stop. So I would give this movie a 6 out of 10, and I would say I'd watch it if you watch Shanghai Noon first. If you haven't
right.
seen Shanghai Noon,
Listen,
will
that's
say-
not what we do.
Yeah, I will say in terms of this podcast, that is a terrible thing to say about a movie. Is you have to watch the first one.
No.
honestly, it is a funny film.
And then if you're debating on watching the second one, just listen to this. And
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah,
try that out.
No, it is a funny film because of the callback or the call forwards they do to current times. They have kind of moments where you're like, oh wow, they wouldn't do that back then, but they would do that now. But I would give it a 6 out of 10. I would recommend it. I love Shanghai Nights. Shanghai Night, whatever the fuck
I think
it's
that's a
called.
great place to end it, folks.
So what?
There
3
it is.
5s and a 6.
Yeah.
Total score of
No,
21
I give it a
out
6.
of 40.
2 5s and 2
Okay.
6s.
Okay. 22 out of 40.
Yeah. I think
So-
that's appropriate. I'm happy
Yeah,
with.
22
Let's
out
just
of
be
40.
real.
where we
That's a
came out on this.
failure. We all know
No,
that.
almost.
Right?
Almost.
Isn't it?
I don't
It's a
think
D.
I don't think we need to call these the movies failures or not.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
It's
Well,
just
yeah.
how much redeemable qualities do these movies have? Because I have a feeling in the future of this podcast we're going to watch a lot of terrible things,
Cool.
and most of the things are going to be terrible. I have a
Right.
feeling.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I think it's important. We found just the positives of it.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
I
so
think
what was
it's
the score
got
again? 22?
22 out of 40.
Out of 40. All right, I
think
like
it's fine.
that.
Would you ever rewatch it?
No,
Never.
Probably not.
No,
I will never
yeah,
rewatch it in my
I don't
life.
need to.
I don't need to. I'll
I'm
listen to
good.
this.
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
I will never watch it again. So thank you so much for listening to this. This is John Boy here,
I'm Party Bear.
Jack.
Earthworm.
and we are signing out.